Okay, where's our video? There it comes. All right. Here we are. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody here in the U.S. Happy Thursday to everybody in other parts of the world. It doesn't matter if it's Thanksgiving. It's always a good day to eat desserts anyway. Oh, I mean, it's not... Okay, it might be a little more apropos today from a societal standpoint, but it's always the right thing to do. Let me get on. Hey, Knighton! FBI agents in. Ha! FBI never takes a day off. Ugly Ducky and Isaac. Lix is here. Tyler's here. Big Green, Wolverine, Chris, Krusty Bomb, Donna Joy. Your existence has expired. Samet, XV. Oh yeah, this is good. This is gonna be good. I obviously I don't have a ton of time to stream today just because we're gonna be doing family things. We have people coming over in a little while, but I wanted to hang out with you guys for a little bit. Oh, Jonathan was stream boss from last time. What the hell, Lex? Lex says, happy shit chicken day, everyone. All right, well, there's no sense in waiting because I'm not good at waiting when it comes to sweets. This is my chosen dessert. Well, this is actually the second dessert. We got done eating a little while ago, and I couldn't wait that long for dessert. This is a chocolate pie. Are any of you surprised to be seeing white cream on my lips at any point? And Diavolo says, tired of women and their bullshit? You can change your sexual preferences and become a homosexual. That's true. It's always a legitimate option. It's like free agency. You can always go to another team. This is good. Happy Thanksgiving, Heckler. Oh, it is good, Manuel. Yeah, my wife just made it this morning. Oh. Oh, Alex. It's excellent pie. Some folks call it a sling blade. I don't even know I went into this voice. The eating stream, Lex. I may have to go down and get some of the brownies during the stream at some point that my wife made too. And my daughter sent over desserts too. I think there were some cookies and some sort of bars. I don't know if they're pumpkin or what. I forgot to check first. Might have to do that. I'm thankful for Brax abuse. Wolverine says, Hail Hydra. Knighton says, give us the pie or Krillin gets it. Again, Krillin's so used to it, though, I wouldn't trade my pie to save him. Something will come up. We'll get Dragon Balls. We'll figure something out, but he won't stay dead. FBI agent says Black Friday is going to be World War VII.
Yeah.
It's really good. Elchris says, here's some money, old boy. Well, thanks, Elchris. I appreciate that.
Oh,
Bossman says, hey, Curtis, hope you're having a good Thanksgiving. I caught COVID a couple days ago. Oh, that sucks. So I can't smell or taste. So I can't... you know what? I didn't even think about that. For anybody that got COVID, because that's one of the common issues when you have COVID is not being able to smell and taste. Well, that's bullshit. Fuck you, COVID.
Oh, yeah.
COVID's a complete bitch. I'm sorry to hear that, pal. As soon as you get your taste back, you'll have to have a late one. You gotta make sure you get some turkey and some chocolate pie. I've wiped that out. I mean, Thanksgiving is just like Fat Man Paradise. The Christmas stream blues. Who knows what we might do for Christmas? Excuse me. And I'll be belching for you guys throughout the stream. Not that it's any more gross than the things that usually go on here.
Oh,
but thanks, Trish. Yeah, you as well. This is hope you and your family have a great Thanksgiving. I appreciate that. Happy Turkey Day, Lachlan. Oh, that was good. Yeah, MN says, Curtis, that's COVID-19. That I hadn't even thought about that. About that being a typical effect of COVID, not being able to taste that, and to do it on Thanksgiving. Yeah. This fucking virus definitely needs to go. This is like, I mean, this virus is getting up there with wanting to see it dead to the same levels that I want to see Arlong dead, which is maximum. Excuse me. Bossman says I definitely will pig out like crazy. You should treat yourself to that. That sucks. I never thought about that.
Oh,
New Christmas
yeah.
stream? I don't know. Is that in the proper spirit of things to assault everyone on Christmas with something like that? Johnny says, I was with my sis today doing a little shopping, and she lowered her mask just for a second to use her inhaler, and some asshole berated her for it. Needless to say, I was pissed and almost strangled. Yeah, people got to... and in times like this, you'd think the least people could do is try and just be decent people, trying to just be decent human beings, but it's gone. Because everybody, you've got one side who's pretending that the virus doesn't exist at all, and they're fucking useless. And then you got the other side who is just looking for any excuse to be outraged now, things like that. Your mask was down and want to call attention to it so they can be seen as the one who's making sure that everybody's towing the line and doing the proper things. I mean, you have a little common sense. Yeah, that probably would have ended up really bad, Johnny, for me too. Stupid shit like that. Want to say, well, greetings from the Netherlands, Bob. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. That's cool. The good old Netherlands. Man, I'm hoping before, I've said this to you guys a bunch of times, hoping before I die, I get to do a decent amount of international travel.
Oh,
If nothing else, I get to see a bunch of you guys. Henry says, happy Thanksgiving. Thanks. Same to you, pal. Do you think that Joe Biden thinks it's Christmas or Easter right now? Okay, that was pretty good.
Oh,
no, it's his birthday. And before anybody gets their feelings hurt, if it makes you feel any better, we used to make the same type of jokes about Trump. So Ty says, happy Thanksgiving to all. Then same to you, Ty. This is fun. This is why I wanted to do this today. We'll have to start. Coconut cream pie. You know what, Sharpstone? Not a huge fan, and I do like coconut. Well, I like coconut in certain things, I should say. It's not like an overall enjoyment. I just think it's coconut cream pie, especially since I've become an old fart. Certain foods, particularly certain heavier foods or richer foods, actually is more accurate, don't sit with me as well. So I would eat coconut cream pie, but it's not one of my favorites. I prefer the chocolate I just had, or I love lemon meringue pie or pumpkin pie. I like pie. That's what I'm trying to say. I can't even do this anymore. I used to be able to do a fairly decent Eric Cartman. I can't even freaking do that anymore. I don't know what happened along the way. Well, probably brain damage. What happened along the way that took all my dialects and everything away from me. Wolverine says cream pie. Ha! Kaiser says, cool Dragon Maid shirt. Thanks. This is one of my favorites. Kind of seems funny. We'll have to watch. She reminds me of Ruru from Precure. Both purple-haired stoic girls with the same twin tails, but also like eating. Yeah, Kana's absolutely adorable. I just love the cast in that show. It's just so well done. It's one of those for me, and I'm still working my way through it, but it's still one of those exceeds expectations animes. It's just I expected to enjoy it, but I just am in love with it.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna, yeah, like Em says, a lot of people, and the mods do a really good job of doing just that, of moderating just that. If you want me to see a message, again, it's I just look down and I pick messages, and we don't mind you putting them in more than once. Just don't do it repeatedly. Don't monopolize the chat with it so nobody else can get in. I mean, post it, keep it copied to your clipboard, give it a brief few 30 seconds or so, hit it again if I didn't see it. But yes, The mods will time out for spam, and I am more than good with that. Again, anything the mods rule on here, you can guarantee I'm going to back them up because I know our mods and I have complete 100% faith and trust in everything they do. Unboo says, Happy Turkey Day, big man. P.S. You're hot, no homo. Come on, can we do a little homo at least? Anybody that's willing to say I'm hot, I don't care what gender it comes from. I don't care what species it comes from. If somebody thinks I'm hot, I take that as a compliment. Because we've had over the years here, we've had a couple of gay dudes in here who thought that I was good looking. Listen, just because I ain't gay don't mean I can't appreciate the fact that somebody thinks that this is somehow attractive.
Oh,
Isaac says Curtis's favorite type of
yeah.
pie is a cream pie, if you know what I mean. Yes, I like pie. And yes, cream pie. Looking like double wide surprise today, Curtis. Cheap Jump Scare says that was some funny shit. That meat canyon, I have to. Excuse me. Oh, Bossman's stream boss. Apropos. I have to give credit to you guys once again because you're the ones who kept pushing Meat Canyon on me. He's funny. That's really, you guys know I love twisted humor anyway. And Jesus Christ, not only is he a brilliant writer and the voice acting is top notch, but that animation, that's some seriously creepy shit. I like it.
Oh, yeah.
Johnny says, any port in the storm. Well, and that's the thing, Johnny. Like I say, I just can't imagine anyone ever being insulted because someone else found them attractive. Who gives a shit what their sexual preference is or anything? It's still a compliment. Somebody, it'd be like the whole holidays thing. I never really understood people getting upset about someone saying Merry Christmas to them because I always try and turn things around. If somebody said Happy Hanukkah to me or Happy Kwanzaa to me, I'll be like, yeah, thanks. I wouldn't feel a need to say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not Jewish, or I'm sorry, I don't celebrate Kwanzaa. That has nothing to do with it. It's just a well wish. It's just somebody extending a well wish to you. I don't understand how that can be offensive. And similar to that,
Oh,
anytime somebody has something complimentary
yeah.
to say to you, what the hell does it matter who it came from? Odd Gone says, I like to joke about turkeys and bowling. Oh, he said how it was too early for Thanksgiving. Yeah. I used to do a lot of bowling. Thank you, Ochako. It says you're hot, Curtis. Thank you. Even if so, and the thing of it is, I'm superficial, so even if somebody's not being genuine about it, I'll still take it. But yes, I used to bowl in the league. I actually used to be a half-assed decent bowler. In sports, I always did best at anything that had something to do with throwing. I just always could throw well. I used to be able to throw a football over 50, substantially over 50 yards in the air. I actually got scouted. I told you guys this a long time ago playing baseball, and that was strictly on the strength of my throwing arm. And so anything like bowling, I never had that big of a learning curve with it because I know some people will, because everybody's got different talents, natural talents. And I know a lot of people will struggle to get to the point where they can score 100 in bowling. I don't remember ever not scoring at least 100. I didn't get started till I was in my teens. My dad took me out to bowl when I was in my teens. And I don't remember ever being under 100. Not that that's a big score. It's just that anything to do with throwing was something I typically do well at. I said the N-word, Jolly? It's possible. If I said the N-word, it was because we were discussing the N-word. I have never in my life used the N-word in a derogatory fashion, so I can't say, no, that's not true. Or I was reading something, or somebody made, or I was repeating something that someone said, and it contained the N-word. It's possible. It's very possible I did. So, again, you guys know I'm way more about intent with language than I am with semantics. Renee says, remember that one episode of South Park when Cartman ate all the skins off the fried chicken and Kenny started crying? Yes. Yeah, Renee, I love that show. Yeah. And the way Kenny would cry, too. Yeah, they brought the Colonel over and he ate all the skin. Oh, let's see. It's me, Cool Pand. I've got my Switch, stop motion explosion. Spice Kid's downstairs right now. Richie. He might come up at some point during the stream. We just finished dinner. Oh, probably finished dinner right around 3. And I already had one round of dessert, and then I had another round of dessert because, well, it's the dessert stream, so I didn't want to, not honor it. It's not because I needed more dessert because I'm a disgusting fat guy or anything.
Oh,
Anbu says I bang my turkey. It still tastes good though. Hey, then the turkey served more than one purpose. You got your money's worth. I didn't even see the conversation, Em. But her and Lud are apparently on 2 different planes of existence now. That must have been a good one. Big Green says you have used it in a video before, but it was in context of the video. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. I have no doubt that I did. And again, not going to apologize to anybody for it because again, words are about intent and context. The N word, you mean nougat? But again, I don't have to worry about there being like, especially as I run for president in 2024, I don't have to worry about there being video surfacing somewhere or messages from me surfacing somewhere where I use the N word in a derogatory manner because I don't use the N word in a derogatory manner. I don't believe in it. I as I've said, I think the concept of swear words is stupid. But I think that the N word, unless you are just discussing the word, but to use it towards anyone is for no other reason than to be vile towards someone, than to be an asshole. So I don't use it. I don't like it. Cheap Jump Scare says, I never got eating dinner at 3 or 4. You know what though, Cheap Jump Scare? It's funny. I drive my poor wife nuts because now that I'm watching more what I'm eating and working out again. When I'm watching what I eat, my schedule changes to it. It's not 3 or 4. We always eat Thanksgiving dinner early, but under normal conditions now we eat as early as like 5, which is early for us, but it works better for my routine. So my poor wife has to put up with it while we eat dinner at 5 o'clock. I've never heard of that cookie. Super Saiyan Monkey. N-word fingers? I've never heard of that. The N-word is Naruto. Kaiser says, funny, I remember seeing how somebody was complaining about a staff member wishing them a good day. Someone else was like, would you rather they say go F yourself instead? Why would, see, and again, unfortunately, there's just so much, and I don't know why, there's so much of the world right now that's just running around looking, and I mean, honestly seeking out reasons to be offended, and I don't get it. Jesus Christ. I mean, there's enough stuff out there to genuinely offend someone. Why do we have to make issues where there really are none? Lute says I usually eat lunch at 3 or 4. See, now again, if I'm not, which has become a way of life, I'm going to have to just change. I want to change the way I do things as I get older because I just can't carry the weight that I used to and stuff. But if it weren't for the fact that I'm eating right again, we would eat dinner more like 6, between 6 and 7. But again, with my schedule the way it is, and plus I get up really early because I get up every day at 5:30 to start recording videos for the Goosh. And so I take a lunch break around 8, or a breakfast break around 8:30 to 9. I usually take a lunch break around noon. And then if I eat dinner around 5, that holds me over enough that I don't feel like I need to eat in the evening. And when I get hungry, I just go to bed. Excuse me. Yeah, Chrome, way too much of that. Again, some people are looking to take offense over every little thing, even on others' behalves. I've told you guys before, when I was doing stand-up, of course, you guys know my sense of humor. And like I've said, whether it's YouTube or stand-up or whatever the case may be, if I'm performing, I'm honest. Unless I'm trying to portray a character. So my sense of humor is I guess you could say it's got a little bit of a bite to it. But now, in all the years of doing stand-up, I've had people come up to me that were offended by things I said. Never was it a member of the specific group about which I was speaking. It was always some do-gooder on other people's behalf. That I always thought that was really telling about that sector of society that just feels the need to be offended. I found, at least, and again, this is going back a lot of years. It may not be the case anymore in our hypersensitive society now, but back then, I found most everybody had a sense of humor about themselves. If you weren't attacking them directly, I mean, if you were attacking stereotypes, which is what I did, people would laugh at it, whether it was black or gay or Italian or whatever the case may be. I it was always my experience. People had a sense of humor about
Oh,
themselves, especially
yeah.
especially if you're in a comedy club. Shadow the Hedgehog says, "Have you ever had Oreo cream cheesecake? I kind of like it better than pumpkin pie. I have not. I love Oreos.
Oh,
My only problem again now there,
yeah.
Shadow, is that same thing. Cheesecake is something I used to eat. It was never like a favorite of mine, but I would eat it. But now I've gotten away from it again because it's one of those rich items that, as an old fart, and that's one of the things that really pisses me off about getting older. Because I make jokes about it, but really I don't mind getting older, except for things like that where I can't eat all the things I used to. Well, I can if I want to feel like crap and sit on the toilet for a while, which is what happens with cheesecake. So no, I haven't had it, but that does sound like something I would like. 'Cause I love Oreos. Oreos are one of the all-time greats. We were just talking about that, my wife and I, because I was wolfing down some double stuffs. Yeah, and if you buy Oreos and you don't buy, you can ask Spaz's kid. I had to lay down the law to him about that. He went over to the store one time. I said, let's get some. We were watching a football game or something thing, and I said, let's get some Oreos. Okay. He said, Dad, I'll go. He goes over to the store, comes back with regular stuff, single stuff. What the fuck? Thought I raised him better than that. Henry says, if I could bring one person back from the dead, it would be George Carlin. He's definitely one of my idols. Wish I could have met him. Yeah, funny man. Funny man, brilliant mind. Love the way his mind worked. I don't think George would want to come back from the dead in the current situation, though, to be honest with you, Henry. well, it certainly is rife with material, though, so maybe I'm wrong. What happened there? Jack says, oh, we bullying Indians? Finally. How did we get to that? Oh, you guys are funny. Um, Kaiser says, well, at least they came up to you in person, sharing their thoughts in person, then try to cancel you. Now, if someone doesn't like what you said, you lose your career. Yeah, good point. Yeah, back then, of course, that was before the days of social media where somebody could do that. And I think that's true. I think that social media is a lot of the reason that people have become so hypersensitive is, I'm still convinced a lot of that hypersensitivity is just looking for likes. It's looking for thumbs up and likes. If I can find something to be upset about, if I can look for something to be offended about that others like me will also be offended by, I can get some attention. We've got a significant number of people in society who are all about just trying to get some attention. We've seen that. I was just looking to see who came in. I missed it. Oh, Emperor Caligula was that? Oh, was that the Fred guy again, Lude? I didn't even see it. Wolverine got him. Well, typically, like I've said, typically people like that are kind of fun
Oh,
because it's fun to make fun of how
yeah.
just insanely stupid they are or how pathetic they are, more accurately. But he's just in such desperate need of attention that, hey, Foxy, that even giving him that type of attention is too much. So he just doesn't get any anymore. He can go scrounging on the streets looking for scraps of attention from strangers for all I care. Well, if you think of it though, dude, if you go into, you visit the right alleys, you can get some attention. Uh, the perfect meal, Shadow says. Oh, it's a giant dog. It's chicken cacciatore with Oreo cheesecake. Yeah, I know too much about food, but I think Italian food is the best. Well, you would do well in my household, Shadow, because I'm married to an old Italian grandma, and she can cook the Italian stuff. It's dessert day. You already ate yours, didn't you? You had brownies. Spaz Kid had brownies. Let's see. Why the fuck did Bugs Bunny have man boobs in the Wabbit season? I have no idea, Henry, but it was freaking awesome. It was awesome. uh, oh shit, I was just reading something I lost. Here it is. Rosa, Good to see you again. Thanksgiving sucked for me? Oh, that's too bad. All I got was a good load of thanking Daddy for not hitting me with a belt the third time. Oh, Rosa, that's awful. That's terrible. God damn it. Yeah, that stuff's just disturbing to me. Milog says, Baldwin, have you ever heard of a round ball like licorice candy called black balls? They were previously called something censored balls. I don't know what where they might be censoring there, Susan. But got changed many years ago, but kept their street name in my country. No, never heard of that. It's a licorice candy called black. No, I never heard of that, Milog. We don't have that over here. We have now, like in the jelly bean packs, and typically only around Easter you can buy the bags that'll have just the licorice jelly beans, but or you can buy licorice sticks still, but nothing like what you're describing. Excuse me. Yikes, Wolf. Happy Native Slaughter Day. Oh, ouch. His Brax Strangler, congrats, Fatty. Wolverine says, no, actually, he's down a little bit. He got that freshman 15. Thanksgiving punch for Brax. Like I said, we've kind of killed off on the punches. Let's see, do I have? Yeah, I can. And then I missed. I can't even throw anymore. Instead of a punch, I threw a pen at him, and then I clearly missed. Jesus Christ, it's getting rough. That wasn't that tough a throw, to be honest with you. Chrome says, so Curtis, did you hear about the scalper who tried selling 40 plus PS5s for he mocked people on Twitter, telling them to fuck their feelings? And Brax just told me about that. Chrome's talking about that exact guy you were talking about. Oh, yeah? Yeah. And Chrome says, too, he was mocking people and shit before he got ripped off. Hey, your stream boss. I'm not even a believer in karma, and that's karma right there. That's perfect. I don't feel sorry for him at all. At all. Freaking assholes. Black licorice, which usually comes from Europe, though. Does it, Sharpstone? I didn't know that. I didn't even know that. Yeah, we'll be doing more meat candy. I love meat candy, Henry. So yeah, there'll be more coming. Renee says, I remember this one time I was in school. It was foods class, and someone was poking the butter, and someone said he's fingering the butter, of course. And the thing of it is, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to be in middle school or high school, or you don't have to be a youngster to find that funny, because I'm still apparently 12, because that would I'm actually chronologically 59, and that would still make me break into fits of laughter, something like that. M says, "Oh no, poor Spaz kid. He gets enough. Yeah, I'm happy to contribute to it. I can't believe I missed him. That's more disturbing than anything else. How far away? What are you, about 7 feet away? Yeah. I wasn't even close with that fucking throw. Yeah. Well, let me hear. All I got left now is the knife. So you better hope my aim stays bad." Chrome says so the guy ended up losing like maybe $20,000 in systems. Yeah, what a shame, huh? Especially when you got to be an asshole about it. Mocking people. I'm on the hunt for one right now just because the young lady who works at our local post office, she's a real sweetheart. She asked me to keep an eye out. She knows I'm on the internet all the time and everything. She doesn't know it's usually for porn. Asked if we would just watch, if we weren't looking for a PS5 ourselves, if we found one, to please let her know if we would buy it, she would pay us back, because I believe it was her sister's son, that's all he wants for Christmas. He's just over the moon for it. And of course they can't find one, and they can't afford to pay the scalper prices for it. So yeah, that was just yesterday we were having that conversation. Throw the knife, Rosa says. Funny as Boomer. I'll take that. Thanks, Backyard Man. Jester says, my favorite pickup line. Hey, girl. I'm Blackfoot Native American. My feet are the only thing black about me. Aw, dude. Oh, yeah. I always said that, though. Of all the stereotypes we can lay onto any group, any specific set of people in a specific circumstance, I wouldn't mind being in the, and I'm not, unfortunately. I wouldn't mind being in the groups whose stereotype is long penises. That's not the only negative I could see to that is if you do happen to be a black guy and you don't have one. Then it's like, yeah, you know what? I'd never thought of it from that perspective before, though. What happens to those poor guys? Because the expectations are too high. I mean, some girl hooks up with me, they look at me and they're like, I'm not expecting much, and then, their expectations turn out to be met, turn out to be accurate. But I never thought about that. If your stereotype is that you got to have a big one and you happen to not be genetically gifted, oh, yeah. Yeah, that does suck. Wow, I just came to a major epiphany today, and you guys helped me on Thanksgiving about penises. It's Spazboy's comedy. Willie says, happy the whites are here. Your land is now forfeited day. Pretty much. Hey, D-Bell. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's just what we need to finish off 2020. Curtis reacting to Boruto. Yeah, that you're not wrong, Em.
Yeah.
If there was ever a time where that would be a fitting finale, it would be for this clusterfuck that is 2020. You are correct. Henry says there was this dude who went to rob a bank. He was deaf. Someone pulled the alarm. He didn't hear it at all. The cops arrested him. Then he tried to sue the bank for exploiting his disability. Come on, that can't be real, is it, Henry? Can't be. Well, actually, in today's society, I shouldn't say it can't be. I should never say that. Well, thanks, Ranjit. Did I say that right at all? Thank you. I appreciate that. Could always ask Xavier Woods about that. Cheap jump scare. Oh, going back to the Page video.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I heard about that Page video. I didn't go like running to the internet to watch it or anything. I might get around to it someday, seeing it again.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Demonic is really a Blackfoot Native American. I've had women say, oh hell no, you're too big. I'm a grower, not a shower. I like that. I'm a grower, not a shower. Lute says I'm a sponsor. Oh no, that's been like a fear of mine, Lute, is that somebody would be desperate enough for that show to sponsor it. I did have someone want to just sponsor a couple individual episodes, and I had to decline that just because, again, I never know where the path of anime is going to take us. And unless I know for sure there's absolutely zero chance of me ever watching a series, I don't like to watch the individual episodes, even though my memory is so horrific that most of it won't stick with me. But in the case of Boruto, it might, because I already know the characters. And that familiarity might make it stick with me more. So I did have to turn it down once. Chrome says, I hate scalper scum. I love Nintendo games and old manga, and both are terrible with scalpers, really. When you see a $12 figure go for like 60 to 100, it's infuriating. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. Hey, Anbu's Stream Boss. And and that sucks, Chrome, but at least they can use the excuse of, those things might be out of circulation anymore and they're hard to find. But people just scarfing this shit up, this current releases up, to make a profit. It's scummy. I don't care how many ways you slice it. They're, instead of people being able to get them, people that really want them for their children or even for themselves. I mean, people that really just, it's a big deal. We got a lot of gamers in here. Your gaming is a big deal to a lot of people. And to take it away from them because you're going to try and make a few bucks raping people for it. Yeah, I'm with you guys. I'm absolutely with you guys on that. I don't care for it. Anbu says, you get to sleep with one, Taya the slut or Joey? Taya easily. Taya had a little bit of sass to her. Demonic Jester says, hey, I can't help. I pull a Krillin from DBZA every time I drop my pants. Milog says, Meat Canyon does a podcast with Tom and Don from Flash Gets. Oh, really? It's pretty funny, but man, they did Don real dirty in episode 6 while he was away. The whole episode was about his weird addiction. Oh gosh, that's what. Well, and the worst thing you can do in any, I think, in any situation, it's been my experience anyway. When you get a bunch of guys together who typically will always want to ball bust one another, the worst thing you can do is not show up at any point where the others are there, because that's always going to be the way. Hell, that was known throughout, in wrestling locker rooms, when you had a regular crew and the guys would all be busting each other's shit about this, that, or the other. If you don't show up one week, it's going to be your turn in the barrel, even though you're not there. Chrome says, hey, if anyone is going to sponsor Boruto as a joke one day, it's going to be me. I did sponsor 4 Kids One Piece, actually. That's true. Excuse me, that was April this year. If it's for 2020, do I end it with Boruto this year? Oh, man. Those are, those, Chrome, and I think you'll agree, those 4 Kids One Piece episodes, they're like the proverbial car wreck, in that it's awful, it's terrible, but you can't help but look at it. It's so bad, you just want to see the carnage just a little bit, even though you don't admit to the fact that you wanted to see the carnage. Willie said, oh, I already saw that. The whites are here, your land is now forfeited. Please send spam straight to my ass. Zombie Wolf says, oh my. The lunch meat? Or, well, it doesn't matter as long as it's got a place to rest. An ass would be good. I don't remember Sharpstone. Was Flash Gitz the one that did Racist Mario? I don't remember who did Racist Mario. I would say that's terrible, but it was so long ago, no way I'm going to remember. I know I've seen Flash Gitz stuff before, but I don't remember if that was Flash Gitz or not. Jesus says, hey, Spaz, me and my mom, dad, and sister drinking beer. Can you say hi? Hi, Jesus, mom, dad, and who? And sis. Hanging out, having some holiday beers. Way to go. Drink a little cerveza. Johnny says, burning people funny. Oh, I'm sure there probably is. Super Saiyan Monkey says, I wonder if there's a book of racial slurs. I would imagine somebody has cataloged that somewhere. I can't, knowing the things that are out there. Certainly, if not in an actual, paperback book, it's certainly got to be cataloged online. Jack, two dyslexics walk into a bra. End of joke. I had a little case of dyslexia. That game that BTG sponsored that I played yesterday. I didn't even catch it till you guys pointed out after I had posted it. For some reason, I read that now let me remember which way I read it as, and I read it several times over, as dysagia. It's actually dysgaea. I put the G in the entirely wrong place, and that's just not usual, because I'm a stickler. Just, I think, from all the background in writing, I'm a stickler typically for making sure things are accurate when I put them down, whether it's on paper or on the internet or whatever. When I write something, I try and be very meticulous about it, but I completely fucked that one up. Hey, Pokemon Masters. That was my dyslexic moment. Who was asking, Rosa? Mincar? Yeah. My real name is Russell Williams. Everybody calls me Rusty. But yeah, that Curtis Candy was a gimmick name that I had in wrestling, and it was just a character I became fond of. So anything I did in entertainment, I started using the Curtis Candy name, and again, just a character I like. Probably there's probably something, if somebody were to really get into my gooey brain and play around a little bit, there's probably something fucked up about all that. There's probably some sort of mental issue that I needed a second persona, but I'm not sure what it is. This guy, it's pronounced this gay. You were right. Yeah, I did, Big Green. If you look at the where I posted it and everything, I completely turned it around. That G. And typically I'm pretty good about that stuff, but I completely missed on that one. Night Dragon says, "Hey there, I discovered you because of your Overwatch reaction. Thank you for all the time watching. It made me smile." Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's kind of you to say. Liam Vickers animation backyard man? I've never heard of him. Never heard that name before. Chrome says, I do have a number of choices for a joke. Do I do Boruto or 4Kids One Piece Cockney Shanks episode, the Sonic 4Kids dub, or a Magical Girl 4Kids dub like Tokyo Mew Mew 4Kids? Is just that, it's just so awful. And I do understand why they were doing it. They were trying to bring these shows to a younger audience. But why? I mean, if you had to do that much destruction, if you had to violently reconfigure the whole concept of the show like that, it wasn't worth it. Demonic Jester says, what's the difference between a baby and a hot dog? One bleeds when it splits open. Oh, man. Which one? Okay, I get what you're saying. No. I wasn't going to go out and test it. It was just a joke, as far as you know. Barry says, currently hiding in the bathroom, hiding from the very liberal cousin. Short dyed hair, big glasses, the normal stereotype. Desperate, send help. But have I missed the cream? I mean, pumpkin pie? Oh, it wasn't pumpkin. I had chocolate pie with whipped cream. Barry's, it was so delicious. It was excellent. And when the stream ends, I'm going to go down and have a third round of desserts because I had mentioned earlier, my daughter sent over some desserts for us as well, and I haven't even begun to infiltrate them. Oh, and I'm going to watch the football game because today the Cowboys play the Redskins. They're both 3-7. In other words, they both suck ass. And the winner will take over first place in their conference. It's the first time in the history of the league that teams this bad are all in the same division together. GVB says, I'm from Brazil, so we don't celebrate anything like Thanksgiving. P.S. I'm not a burglar. That's okay. Like we say, not everybody here. Obviously, a lot of people in with our regular crew here aren't from America, so it's just Happy Thursday for them. And it's always a good time for snacks and desserts. Doesn't matter where you are or what day it is, it always fits. Super Saiyan Monkey says, you lovable fat fuck. I'll take that, sure. Kaiser says, looking at this old manga called Project Arms. Main guy has a sentient, shape-shifting arm. Probably inspired High School DxD. The arm's code name, Jabberwocky. It may also have inspired Attack on Titan. Is that one sound... Chrome knows a lot of old school manga anime. Is that one sound familiar, Chrome? Johnny says, have you ever been to Cooperstown, Curtis? Oh, yeah, many times. It's not far. Oh, that's your hometown? You probably guessed where I grew up loving baseball. Really, Johnny? No kidding. Oh, yeah, I was there this summer. Yeah, we went this year. That's right, because we're wearing masks and everything. Yeah. Oh, I go there right. You know what a baseball nut I am. So, yeah. Yeah, we go there a lot. We have a real good time in there. I love the pizza place that's right on Main Street there. As far as I know, there's only the one on Main. And there's that, not far from the pizza place, there's just this quirky little shop that it's like a little gift shop. Just has a lot of different, as I said, cool, quirky little items in it. And my wife, the kids, and I always like going in there and finding different stuff. It's also a candy shop. They've got all kinds of different candies, just like an old school style store. Well, I don't have to tell you. I'm sure you know. Yeah, I love Cooperstown. Absolutely love it. It's about an hour ride from me. Let's see. Bungee Crime says stinky. What's stinky? Me? I showered this week. Isaac says, love from Calfee? Calfee? Is that a misprint or am I just unaware? I don't know what Wolf Space Kid's playing. Wolf, what are you playing, bud? You playing COD?
Cold War.
Huh?
I'm playing Cold War.
Cold War, yeah. So I thought he got COD Cold War when it came out, but he was at college, and his laptop doesn't have nearly the juice, the nuts that his home PC has, so he couldn't wait to get home and play it here. He's been playing a lot. I want to play that one myself. I'm going to have to buy it. That does look pretty cool. Watching him play it and everything, it looks pretty badass. Excuse me. Cosmic Awareness says, Curtis needs his winter fat for the quarantine. Don't blame him. That's how we fat asses survive. Yeah, let's go with that. Whatever works to let me keep eating my desserts. Chrome says, not familiar to me, but it's apparently a Shonen Sunday series. So same manga as Ranma. Detective Conan and Sleepy Princess in the Demon's Castle. Oh, cool. Chrome knows. Chrome's got an extensive knowledge of older anime manga / anime. I was thinking maybe it meant Cali. That's what I was wondering too. Maybe it just meant California. Could be. I thought maybe again I've actually been actively working on trying to, especially because I've created relationships with so many of you guys, of trying to bring up my knowledge of world geography a little, because it's something I had never done, and it's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of sad to not have more of an awareness of the world around you and how the world is actually structured as far as nations and everything. So I that's something I actually try and do. Like I'll be letting videos render or something, and I have a world map I keep bookmarked, and I just go through it and just look over it again and again, just trying to familiarize myself with it. Kev says Berserk rating. I'm not sure what you mean. You mean the anime Berserk? Where do I rate it? Oh, it was Berserk is one of my favorites. Something like that, you really can't help but be one of my favorites, just because of the gritty nature of it, and as I said before, the feel that it has. And Guts is just a great protagonist. And it's hard to rate it against other anime because it is so different. But yes, it's a favorite of mine. It was fantastic. Do a hypnosis stream with a turkey, Dark Dingo says. He just read, though, he's really losing the Nickelodeon deal hard. Would Fred Boy come back again? Oh, I didn't see anybody get bounced out yet. Oh, 3SGZ says, hey Curtis, I'm from Scotland. I have a question for you. What is Thanksgiving like? Is it as fun as the other holidays, or is it more of a tradition? I want to hear from your point of view. Thanks. Well, it's different because it's just extremely food centric. 3S. I mean, that's the whole holiday is built around. Obviously the first Thanksgiving was when the Pilgrims sat down and broke bread, had a meal with the Native Americans, and later kicked the shit out of them. But at that point sat down and had a meal with them, and that's where it started. So it's more. Christmas obviously is very much about food. Halloween's about candy, so on and so forth. But the whole concept of Thanksgiving is just having a big, glorious meal. And the turkey, because they had turkey at that original Thanksgiving dinner and stuff. So it's become, it's one of my more, well, I'm a fat guy. But even aside from that, it's one of my favorite holidays just because it's a fun time to just hang out with your family. Like, it was just the three of us, or the four of us today. Me, my wife Braxton, my disabled stepdaughter, and it's still enjoyable. It's just a fun time. It's one of the only times of the year where, rather than just sit down in the living room watching TV while we eat or something, we all sit around the table and just hang out and chat, and it's a good family time. And we have good friends of ours coming over later. They're gonna come over and hang out. We're gonna play some games and stuff. Thanks, D-Bell. I appreciate it. Hamburger. Oh. Now, I just ate a big Thanksgiving dinner, had 2 desserts, and Bell posting that sticker of a burger still makes me hungry. I have problems. Will be if he comes back from. Promise won't instantly. Oh, okay. Who is here? I didn't see it, Licks. Who is here? You guys got me curious now. We can poke fun of him for a while if you want, but it just. The fact of it is, he's so desperate for attention. I think that feeds into it. I don't think he's smart enough to be properly offended. So I think it's even more effective just to get rid of him. But I didn't see, if we're still talking about the Fred guy. Hey, thanks, DBZ Gamer. Same to you. Oh yeah, Spaz Kid will be here for a couple months now, Wolfball. What the colleges are trying to do is they're like incorporating the vacations into one. So he didn't have the normal breaks he would get up until now. And now they leave at Thanksgiving. They were scheduled to come back in February. Spaz Kid might have to go back earlier, though. He might have to go back in January just because he's an RA and they have more responsibilities. But he'll be here with us for a couple months anyway, at least. Yeah. Jesus says, hey, Spaz, what's the meaning of spaz? Well, spaz is short for spastic, which is just a flailing around of limbs, basically. And it just came to be a thing because when we started the channel, I was Curtis the Spaz Gamer. Because this channel started back when COD was like the mainline content on YouTube. And all the players that were on YouTube were really, really good. And I sucked. And I was telling Brax, I said, it'd be funny to start a YouTube channel with somebody who's really terrible at the game because everybody else is so good. So that's where the Curtis the Spaz Gamer came from, because when I was playing it seemed like I was spazzing or having a seizure or something while I was playing the game. That's where it all came from. Excuse me. Thomas says, I always found it funny that Thanksgiving is when we sit and are thankful for what we have. Then tomorrow we'll go out and beat people up for a deal. Good point, Thomas. He makes a good point. For those of you who don't know what he's talking about, Black Friday is the big shopping day normally of the year. And so people would eat together on Thanksgiving. Then that night or the next day, pummel one another trying to get the best deals at Walmart. I mean, literally beating each other to get the last PlayStation or the last this, that, or the other. Milag says, Ballman, has anyone at the Goosh ever brought up an anime called Terraformars? Great first season. I don't think it was at the Goosh. I think it was brought up. I've heard the name, not in a while, Milag. I think that was brought up as a lot of anime was, because we used to talk about it constantly. Back in the old reaction video streams, I haven't heard that name mentioned in quite a while, but for a while it was talked about quite a little bit, and it was back then. So it wasn't at the Goosh. It was here at the YouTube channel. But yes, I've heard of it. I don't remember much about what we talked about, and I don't remember if we actually saw any short clips of it, but I do remember the name. Chrome says, love older anime a lot because of the animation. During the 80s and 90s, there was a lot of great animators that were competing with each other to outdo themselves, so it was a renaissance for anime. Oh, that's cool. That's fair. I know. I've always been impressed by your knowledge of anime from that era. I'm out of things now, Wolfpawn. My throwing arm is way off. I tried to hit him with a pen and failed miserably. Really bad. Barry says, I will beat someone with my grandma's colostomy bag for the last PlayStation. Hey, you do what you got to do. And I'm sure Grandma, it's a PlayStation 5. I'm sure Grandma would be more than happy to contribute. Hey, Ocho, good to see you, pal. Kaiser says, yo, Curtis, for Disgaea, have a look at Disgaea D2, the main girl, Rosalind's hot as hell demon princess. That Disgaea is, Kaiser, is a sponsored series at the Goosh, and BTG sponsors it, and he likes Disgaea 4, so that's the one we'll be playing. That I didn't select that title. BTG sponsored it. The next day, becoming zombies and beating up everyone for stuff. Yeah, pretty much, Sharpstone. And Cheap Jump Scare took over as stream boss. I am your king now. Indeed you are, pal. Indeed you are. Oh, wow. Really, Johnny? The first video I discovered you on was your first To Catch a Camper video. Wow. Those were fun. Those are some fun dates. For those of you who don't know, that was a little series we did while I was into playing Call of Duty, where we would find campers and do expose videos on them. It's supposed to be the Chris Hansen type thing, and we would expose campers. It's one of the only times I ever honored a request to take a video down. I mean, not from YouTube, where somebody, well, they weren't offended. If they were just offended, I wouldn't have done it. But some kid, we caught some guy, and of course you don't know if it's a kid or whatever when you're playing the game. You just know it's a camper. And we had exposed him on To Catch a Camper, and I get a message from the kid's mom, and because she again, and people a lot, not you guys. I think we've got a pretty decent crew here, but a lot of people could learn from this. When you want somebody to do something, the last thing you do, if you want it to be effective, is come in threatening them and acting like a psycho. Because at least for me, you're going to get the absolute opposite of what you want, and I'll go out of my way to do it. But she came in very nice. She says, "Listen, I know that the videos you make, those To Catch a Camper videos, are just for fun and everything, blah blah blah." And she says, "I and." She says, I have no right to ask you to take down one of your videos, but she said, my son was, and she gave the screen name, in one of your To Catch a Camper videos. She said, and he's taking such a horrible beating from his friends, just busting his chops about it. She goes, he's like really bummed out. She says, I know it's asking a lot. Do you think there's any way you could take that down for me? And it's like, I couldn't turn that down. Now, had she come in screaming and ranting like a psycho, I probably would have reposted the video and told the story. But when people have a decent way of approaching it, it's like, yeah, I don't want her kid getting bullied over it. And again, we weren't talking in those streams, so you don't know it's a kid, you just know it's a camper. So that was one of the only times, I think it's the only time, I took a video down because someone had requested it. I got a bunch of requests. I pissed off. I did a prank video one time where I was out walking by the railroad tracks, and I titled it saying it was a Bigfoot sighting, and of course it was it wasn't. It was just it was just a kind of Rickroll type thing to try and tweak the Bigfoot folks, and boy did it work. They went ballistic. I thought it was great. Let's see. 3S says, hey man, do you have any Naruto merch? Yeah, lots. If so, could you show us? Also, thanks a lot for your response. It was really helpful, meaningful, and informative. I respect a lot. Oh, no problem. Well, I hesitate to move this camera that I have too much, just because it's the one I use for the videos and everything. It's so hard to get it set perfect. But obviously, I have some Naruto pops. I've got a whole series of Naruto characters sitting right here on this desk. I've got a few Naruto shirts. Just the crew. Let's see. We even got the Thinker. Yeah, I got quite a little bit of Naruto stuff around. But by bullying internet weirdos is one of the things we do best. I.e. Mark Bark. Well, if you remember, Barry's at the end, we weren't even bullying Mark Bark at the end, because in the end I just started, because he struck me as, I don't think he just wanted attention. I think he had serious mental issues. I consider myself fairly good. You almost have to be, having done this for so long, just entertaining in general, but specifically online. I consider myself pretty good at getting a feel for people in the way they present themselves in the written word within comment sections or whatever. And I really think Mark Bark, again, I don't think he's just a troll. And I don't think he's just an attention seeker. I really do think he's got some serious mental issues. Yes, I remember the Junior Mints prank. The jerk got me with Laney. Yes. With the mouse trap. I actually, hey, Shit Gamer. Somewhere I still have that because I thought it was pretty funny. So I saved that whole mouse trap setup thing he did with the Junior Mints. Yes, I still have that somewhere. I still need to watch the Outlaw Star reactions. Watched as a kid and just remember liking it. It was fun. It was fun, Jack Queen. I enjoyed that. We didn't finish that one though. It was sponsored. We didn't finish it, but what I saw of it was good. Excuse me. Tyler says I found this channel through DBZA. That was my initial foray into anime. That's what got the whole ball started rolling. Those were some fun times. Alex says now Mark Park is just omniscient. I am having terrible trouble spitting out words today. I think, well, let's see, turkey, mashed potatoes, more turkey, more mashed potatoes, then a little more turkey, then brownies, then pie, and I'm already thinking about going down and invading the desserts that my daughter sent over. It's probably why. Mob Psycho 100 was great. Hanazawa, really good show. Again, another one that exceeded expectations for me. Really liked the characters in that. I was really surprised how much I ended up liking Dimple. Because at first, Dimple just irritated the shit out of me. But by the time we got done, I really kind of liked him. I've often wondered, Lude, what happened to Mark Bark. I I mean, I don't hold any ill will towards him, and not that I'm above that type of thing, but I would tell you if I held ill will towards someone. I don't want to see bad things happen to him. I think it'd be a long hill for him to climb to be having a happy life somewhere, though. From Iraq. Oh, good to have you, King. Henry says, true story. One guy loved to steal stop signs. He stole so many all over town. One day he got killed in a car crash. He got into a crash because the road he was on had recently had a stop sign stolen. Oh. And again, and not somebody who believes in karma. Those are the times where you almost go, well, maybe I'll believe in it a little bit then. Yeah. Having pizza later. Fuck turkey. Super Saiyan Monkey says, understandable. You guys know me. It's any time is the right time for pizza. I don't care what the date on the calendar is. All right, guys, I gotta go. Again, thank you for hanging out and having some dessert with me. Thanks for hanging out spending some time with me. For those of you here in the U.S., spending some of your holiday with me, I just wanted to touch base with you and hang out. And now I'm glad I did. This was really, really a fun time. As I said, I'm going downstairs. We have people coming over later, some friends coming over to just enjoy the holiday with and hang out and relax and everything. But thank you guys for doing this with me. Thanks for, again, spending some of your time with me. And, of course, absolutely happy Thanksgiving to you all. And today's sticky stuff, oh, this is a keeper. Absolutely get out the official license sticky stuff fanny packs for this, because it is the greatest combination of turkey, tryptophan. This it's all-purpose sticky stuff. The tryptophan's in it. If you want to take a nap, you take a little of the sticky stuff first. Boom, you're out. It's got pie in it. It's got mashed potatoes in it. It's got brownies in it. It even started the day. I started the day today with an absolutely delicious piece of banana bread. This sticky stuff is a full course meal. It's everything you could ever want. Yes, it's basically gravy sticky stuff. Willie says, yes, there's gravy in it too. Well, that's kind of a given, though. There's always a little bit of gravy in there, but that's a whole other health issue I have. But here it comes. It's holiday Thanksgiving sticky stuff for all of you. Pampu, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you, sticky stuff for you. Oh, the mashed potatoes got stuck. Sticky stuff for you, because we'll bang, okay? Flashlight like buggy. And as always, on Thanksgiving, on Christmas, on days that don't even actually exist on the calendar. Goosh, 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 goosh. Goosh.